Hi. Let me stop the music. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the live stream. Thanks for popping on. Oh my goodness. We are talking an exciting topic today. For those of you who are nerdy about sunscreen like me, understanding SPF and PA levels on sunscreen bottles. Hi. Well, how's everyone doing? Let me know in the comment section where you're watching from. Baby Pooh Bear 1990. I'm glad you made it too. Hi, Valerie. Matt. Hello. Yes. Yeah, we're going to be talking about SPF and some of the countries that have that, as well as PA levels and which countries' sunscreens tend to have those. Exciting stuff for sunscreen nerds like myself. Raise your hand. Raise your hand if you are also a sunscreen nerd. I certainly have become one. Let's see. Baby Pooh Bear 1990 watching from East Texas. Welcome. I'm sure it's hot there. Very hot. I do not envy the heat that y'all have. All right. Let's pop up I've got the title here. I also brought my iPad because y'all, the tiny screen, I think I might need bifocals. Is 44 where you start needing bifocals? I think I might need to. Yeah, you live in a hot state when you say 95 today, not too bad this summer. Good. I'm gonna get some water. Let's see here. Okay, let's start. Why don't we start, Sean? I always like to start out introducing who I am and what my channel is about. So, hi, I'm Sean, Melanoma Mom here. In what year was it? 2021. I was diagnosed with melanoma skin cancer, and about 5 months later, I started this channel to find a community of like-minded people who needed to learn how to wear sunscreen, people who were ahead of the melanoma skin cancer journey than I was, who had been through it all and who understood what I was going through. And I found you all. And then since then, I've been doing sunscreen reviews because that's a huge part of protecting our skin. So thank you all for showing up. These little educational little live streams I'm doing this month. Next week is the last one. I might do live streams in the future, but I was just trying it out for August. It's a lot of work. um, what was I saying? See, I get off topic and then I lose my train of thought. Yeah, so we're going to talk about what does SPF mean today? What do PA levels? What are those? And then we'll talk about the PA and 4+ sunscreens that I love or that I'm currently loving. All right. This is an audience participation live stream, so feel free to jump in. I did want to show, I like to pop up this picture here. Let me make myself tiny. I do like to show my melanoma on my arm right here because it just looked like a plain flat spot that got darker. And melanomas don't always look like this. They look all different, which is why it's important to do yearly skin cancer checks for those of you who have never had skin cancer. For those of us who have had skin cancer, we know we got to get more than yearly checks. So that is my story. Let me make myself bigger again. Okay. Valerie, thank you so much. I'm so glad you've been enjoying these chats too. Me too. Thank you. All right, next one. All right, it's time for your first audience participation. What SPF level do you usually go for? Put it in the comment section down before. Which one do you usually find yourself reaching for? I will put mine as well. I have 2. Is that cheating? All right, which one do you tend to reach for? Do you buy? Like if we were to go into your sunscreen arsenal, are we calling it arsenal? According to the poll that I put up a couple, last week, I think, we voted on what to call our sunscreen collections, whether to refer them as collections or wardrobes. And I think sunscreen arsenal won out. So I will start using that language. Thank you guys so much for when you vote in the polls, I get excited because then I know what you all like. Let's see here. Baby Pooh Bear says, you try to go with SPF 50, but a few I like have been 30. Same. Valerie says, in the summer 50, but several of my favorites are 30. Yes. I hear you. All right. So it seems like those of you watching the replay, please feel free to put yours in the comment section as well and participate along with us. It's very helpful when I go back and I look at these videos to come up with future topic ideas. Matt says, normally you use SPF 50. So it looks like all of us try to go for SPF 50. And then, but some of us there are formulas that sometimes the formula is better at SPF 30. All right. Thank you for that feedback. All right. So we're going to jump into the main topic. If you have, I will do a Q&A at the end. I'm going to try and hold this live stream to an hour like I've been doing and do a QA at the end. And hopefully, if you have questions, write them down and hopefully I will get to them. Now, disclaimer, let me make myself big. Disclaimer, I am not a medical professional. Please do not take anything I say as medical advice. I am simply a melanoma skin cancer survivor learning right along with you. All right. So this is what I've learned. I've tried to cite my sources through this little presentation here. And I learned as I was putting this together. So, all right, small Sean, tiny Sean. And let me scooch over here so I can see it. Okay. So let's talk about what does SPF stand for to begin with. And honestly, before last year, I never even thought that it was an acronym. I don't know what I thought. I just don't even think I even thought about it. It stands for Sun Protection Factor. It primarily measures how well a sunscreen can protect your skin from UVB rays, which are the rays responsible for sunburn and can contribute to skin cancer. Now, the key here to understanding SPF is that it only measures the UVB, okay, not the UVA, only UVB. And I remember this by the B for burning, right? So UVB are the B for burning rays that give you the sun, that give us a sunburn, and they can contribute to skin cancer. All right. The skincancer.org is where I got a lot of information, but there is a lot of information on that website. The SPF number. Okay, here we go. Let me skip down. Sunscreens labeled with SPFs as high as 100 plus are available. I think I've seen one by Neutrogena. There might be one by Aveeno that I've seen here in the States, though they are rare in the United States. Matt, you are not in the US. Do you guys have, does your country have SPFs 100? Do you have SPF higher than 100? I mean, higher than 50? I would love to know. In the US, sunscreens with an SPF lower than 15, which I think is a crime, must include a warning on the label stating that the product has been shown only to help prevent sunburn, not skin cancer or early skin aging. I still see a lot of sunscreen companies with lower than SPF 15. Banana Boat, Sunbum. Does a Vacation have one that's lower? Hawaiian Tropic, maybe? I feel like there are several that are known for their tanning oils. Will have like SPF of 5, SPF of 15. Okay. A higher SPF number means more UVB protection. And again, I want to emphasize SPF only measures UVB rays. It does not measure UVA rays. And we're going to get to that. I'm going to pop Matt's comment up here. I live in Italy and the highest level allowed is 50 plus, or at least this is what I know. Okay, good. So you haven't seen any higher than that. Yeah. It's very rare in the United States too. Yeah, it's very rare here as well to find anything higher than an SPF of 50. That was helpful. Thank you. Okay, we're going to go to the next slide. Make myself tiny. All right, so the sun protective factor, I've got the clock up here because this is how SPF is measured. The SPF number on your sunscreen indicates how long it takes for your skin to burn in the sun. Okay, this is key, especially when we start talking about PA levels, which measures things completely different. Now, the Skin Cancer organization talks about the limitations of high SPF numbers. Sorry if you hear screaming, that's my daughter playing a video game in the other room. Sorry about that. When applying sunscreen correctly, you get the equivalent of 1 minute of UVB rays for a certain amount of time you spend in the sun. The amount of time is based on the SPF level of the product. I'm so glad they gave examples here. For example, a sunscreen with SPF 30 gives the equivalent of 1 minute of UVB rays for each 30 minutes you spend in the sun. Okay, this means 1 hour in the sun wearing an SPF of 30 sunscreen is the same as spending 2 minutes in the sun totally unprotected. That right there broke it down for me. I don't know about you, but that really helped me understand. That example helps me understand SPF. Higher SPF numbers do mean more protection, but the higher you go, the smaller the difference becomes. All right, so SPF 15 filters out 93% of UVB rays, which is a lot, but not as much as it could be, right? SPF 30 sunscreen filters out 97%, SPF 50 filters out 98%, and SPF 100 filters out 99%. So as you can see, the higher the SPF number, the smaller the difference in protection becomes, which is why a lot of people say SPF 30 and SPF 50 there is such a minimal difference to those, to the protection of those. Does that help anybody? Are you guys with me? I feel like I'm giving you a lot of information, and I've read over this so many times because it was so helpful to me. I hope it's helpful to you. All right. I'm gonna wait. Is this helpful to you guys? Answer back, and then we will move on to the next slide. I'm gonna wait for somebody to respond back because I don't know if I'm going too fast. Okay, Valerie, still with me. Thank you, Valerie. Okay. So I know there's a little bit of a lag. Next slide. Okay, so this is a misconception that I definitely had before being diagnosed with melanoma. Is I thought the higher the SPF, that I could get to 100% UV protection. I literally thought SPF 100 equaled 100% UV protection, and it did not. Before having skin cancer, I think I aimed for 15, SPF of 15 to SPF of 30, because I thought the higher you went, the less of a tan you would get, which is correct. And I wanted a tan. So SPF 100 does not equal 100% UV protection. Oh, I gotta move my screen over here. No sunscreen can block 100% of UV rays, which is why we talk about having a complete sun protective wardrobe with the sunglasses and the hats and staying in the shade and limiting your sun exposure between 10 and 3 p.m. All of that works together. We can't just rely on one form of sun protection to block out the harmful UV that causes skin cancer. Okay. So SPF limitations, because there's a lot of them. We've talked a little bit about this before in my first live stream in August. SPF doesn't give you an exact measurement of time, because so it's not like SPF 30, 30 minutes. You can just stay out in the sun for 30 minutes, because everyone's skin is different and burns at different rates. So that's why it's so hard. And I think that was kind of a wake up call for me when I was putting this this live stream together. Was I hadn't factored in that everybody's skin burns at different rates. So SPF can't give us an exact measurement that we want it to, right? That's why some people will put on an SPF 50 sunscreen and be like, well, I burned before the 2 hours were up. Or someone will say, oh, I went longer. I got, 2 hours and 15 minutes or 2.5 hours out of it, because our skin burns at different rates, if I'm understanding that correctly. However, SPF does tell you that it will take X times longer for your skin to burn in the sun. For example, a product with SPF 25, like the e.l.f. Sun Boss glosses, my fave lip glosses, would protect your lips from burning for 25 times longer than if you hadn't worn any sunscreen on your lips. So that's why they put that there, because they can't standardize it for everybody because everybody's skin is different, which kind of blew my mind. I don't know about you, but I always want science to be exact. I am not a right brain thinker where you're very good with math and science, and is it left brain that's good at the arts and languages? I'm not sure if I'm getting that correct or if I've got them switched, but I am more of a creative type, and which is always subjective, right? Art is always subjective to a person. And so when I think of science or medicine or mathematics, I always want everything to be precise. And science and medicine isn't. It is up to a point, right? but it's so the the weird factor that sets everything off is humanity, is humans and our skin. I don't know if I made any sense there. It made sense in my head, but I'm not sure if I made any sense. Okay, next slide is audience participation. Let me make it smaller. All right, so if you have any questions about SPF, drop them in the chat right now. Anything that we've just talked about or anything that hasn't been answered. I may or may not have the answer. And you may not have any questions, but you might. Matt says, unfortunately, most people I know do not apply enough sunscreen and seldom in wintertime. Correct. Yep. Because we're not educated on that, right? You don't see a lot of social media, commercials, billboards. There's nothing visual in our faces that reminds us of how often we need to reapply sunscreen or that it is necessary in the wintertime because people think cold and they're covered up more, so they don't need sunscreen, right? Yeah, I'm right there with you. I'm surrounded by the same type of people. It's the exact same in the United States. Dee Doodlebug, it's okay. We haven't gotten to the PA levels yet. But you can go back and watch the replay for the SPF. I think I have another slide. No, we're getting ready to go into the PA levels. But I'm glad you showed up. I think next week will be the last live in August. And if I do a live again, I might push it back to 6 o'clock. So that way people who don't miss it for work, maybe we'll try a different time. All right, so I'm going to move on. So this is just a little visual that I found on a website that I will be sharing some information with shortly on PA levels. If SPF measures a sunscreen's ability to block UVB rays, what does PA with 4 pluses measure? And the graphic shows you what it measures. It measures the UVA rays, which is completely different, right? Completely different than the SPF. So I thought that was just a good slide, a little graphic, and we'll come back to that at the end. All right, so if you, typically you're going to find, I've got some over here. It's probably going to be hard for me to show you because they're all tiny. Here we go. I'll show you this one. Typically, why am I blurry? Hold on one second. That's going to bug. Typically, when we look at PA levels, hopefully that fixed it, we find them on Asian sunscreens, right? And right here, this one is the Isntree Onion Fresh Light Sun Stick. Makes me laugh every time. SPF 50, PA, and 4 pluses. I don't know if you can see that here. What if you do purchase Asian sunscreens, or you're in another country that has the PA and the PA levels, what PA level do you typically go for? PA and 2 pluses, PA 3 pluses, PA 4 pluses. If I said PA 5 pluses, that would be a trick question. All right. Okay. All right. Matt says, I sometimes use Isden sunscreens from Spain, and they have the PA level, usually PA and 3 pluses. Do I have mine? I have mine. I have my Isden here. It does not. It doesn't, mine doesn't have the PA. Interesting. I wonder if they take it off when they send it to the States. It just says broad spectrum SPF 50 plus. Mine doesn't have the PA level. Interesting. So here in the States, the only ones I have seen are the Asian sunscreens that have the PA levels. Yeah, Valerie says, I wish the US sunscreens had a PA rating. Now, wait till you hear what I found out about PA levels. Okay, let's move to the next screen. Make myself tiny. All right, let's jump into the PA levels because you're going to find this fascinating because I did. I knew absolutely nothing about PA levels before this. PA stands for protection grade of UVA. It measures how well a sunscreen protects against UVA rays. And I remember this by the A, and UVA is for aging. So these are the rays that contribute. They're primarily responsible for premature aging and can also contribute to skin cancer. Unlike UVB rays, UVA rays penetrate deeper into the skin. So whereas UVB rays, and I wish I'd picked up a chart for this, hit the top level of the skin, which is why it's primarily responsible for the sunburns, the UVA rays penetrate deeper, which is where the problem comes in for skin cancer and premature aging, which is why you see lots of people here in the States with that leathery tan skin. You know who I'm talking about. Their skin is so leathery. All right, so here is just a brief glimpse of the PA levels and what they mean. PA and 1 plus provides some UVA protection. Okay, PA 2 pluses offers moderate, PA 3 pluses delivers high, and PA 4 pluses gives the highest level of UVA protection. Notice it does not tell you what the level is. The guidelines are just some, moderate, high, and highest. Okay, so we're going to delve into this a little bit deeper. But let me look at the comment section really quick. Y'all popped up some questions over here before we delve a little deeper. Let's see here. All right, Mama says, most sunscreens have the SPF level with a circle around the UVA word. Interesting. I don't know that I've seen a circle around the UVA. I will tell later how we can, in the United States, where the UVA protection, where that is on the label. We will talk about that after we talk about PA levels. Valerie asked, where'd you buy your Isden sunscreen from? I got it on Amazon. It was one of the Prime Day deals because I was not paying the full price. It's not one of my favorite because it has such a strong fragrance. Yeah, it's very strong. It's like a baby powder fresh scent. Okay, let's move to the next screen. Make myself tiny. Okay, understanding PA levels. PA, again, I put it here, protection grade of UVA is what the acronym stands for. And another acronym that you need to know is down in that little red arrow at the bottom left of the screen. It says PPD, which equals persistent pigment darkening method. And this is very important to understanding the PA levels. And I got this information off of colorscience.com, which is a brand that makes sunscreens as well as other skin care products. They were very thorough in their explanation and was consistent with other sources that I found. So it was developed in Japan. The PA rating system was developed in Japan, and it was adapted from this persistent pigment darkening PPD method. This test uses UVA radiation to cause a persistent darkening, tanning, right, of the skin to determine how long it takes for the skin to tan. And I think it was originally done on human skin. Now don't I posted hold on, I gotta tell you this. We gotta make myself bigger. I posted a YouTube short the other day. You know Dr. Julian Sass, right? If you're not following Dr. Julian Sass, you need to because he is an actual chemist. Is that his official title? He has a doctor in front of his name. He's from North Carolina. He doesn't live in North Carolina, I don't think anymore, but he's from North Carolina. And he knows all of the sciencey stuff. Him and Glow by Ramon, who is a cosmetic chemist. They are the two that know, as well as Lab Muffin Beauty Science, Michelle off of Lab Muffin Beauty Science. But I love Dr. Julian Sass, his little Instagram reels, because he posted, this blew my mind, that they take post-surgery tummy tuck skin, and that's what they test sunscreen and other skin care on, is because evidently post-surgical skin still stays alive for a certain amount of days after you remove it. And so it's great for testing. So they don't have to test on human beings. They just test on their skin from tummy tucks. That's whoever came up with that was genius. Genius. Hi, Lisa. I'm glad you popped in. Valerie, I see now. There's a delay, Valerie. I'm so sorry. So sometimes my mind has moved on from where we are. Thank you for clarifying. I'm sorry I misunderstood. Okay. Let's see here. We're talking about PPD. Let's go back to Make Myself Tiny. On the bottom right, there are limits to PPD testing. PPD doesn't indicate the exact amount of UVA protection a product provides. Instead, this test is converted into a country or region's scoring system, which differs per country. And we're going to make more sense of this. It's important to note that not all countries use the same ratings because PPD isn't standardized. So how they test using this, using the persistent pigment darkening method is not a standard across all countries. Only certain countries utilize UVA testing. This does include Japan, United Kingdom, Germany, the United States, and Australia. And from Matt, it sounds like Italy is also one of those. In Japan, PPD results are grouped and simplified into PA measurements. So evidently, a lot of countries do measure UVA. They do the testing through this PPD method. But it is, I'm going to go back to labels. It's how it's labeled on the sunscreen, right? This is where the United States comes in. On the United States sunscreens, when it comes to us, we'll see broad spectrum. When you see broad spectrum, that is the UVA being measured. But we don't get levels, which is why a lot of us, Valerie included, would love to have PA levels on our sunscreens because Japan puts the PA levels on theirs. So if we look down this little chart on the bottom right, if a product's PPD is between 2 and 4. Now remember, this is the PPD, not the PA level. So it's not the pluses. This is the actual pigment. I keep forgetting what it's called. Persistent pigment darkening method. If it's between 2 and 4, then the PA is going to be a PA plus with 1 plus. If it's a PPD between 4 and 8, it's PA and 2 pluses. 8 to 16, PA 3 pluses, and 16 or higher, PA and 4 pluses. Right? It's blowing my mind too. You're not the only one, Matt. I had never heard of PPD either. I had no idea. This was new to me as well. All right, let's move on to the next one. It's important to note that PA ratings are not related to time like SPF. So remember it was, if you are wearing an SPF of 30 and you're outside for 1 hour, no, and you're outside, oh, see, I've already forgotten, and you're outside for 30 minutes, no, I'm going to go back and look at it. We're going to read it. So whereas SPF, where's the example? 1 hour in the sun wearing SPF of 30 sunscreen is the same as spending 2 minutes in the sun totally unprotected. So 30 minutes in the sun wearing SPF of 30 is the same as spending 30 minutes, 1 minute in the sun totally unprotected. Okay, so there's a time element that's related to the SPF let me get back on the page, that PPD, that PA ratings, sorry. Time is related to SPF. PA does not have any relation to amount of time you're outside in the sun. For instance, a sunscreen with a PA of 4 pluses has a PPD of 16 or higher, but you should assume that it protects at 16. This means that you're protected 16 times more than you would be without the product. And then there's the little chart at the bottom that shows you the amount of times you will be protected more. It's confusing, isn't it? And remember, SPF only measures UVB. PA levels only measure UVA. Have I lost anybody? It's a lot. But fascinating, right? Fascinating. And hopefully these little charts help. Hopefully having the words on the screen help, especially if you're not a sciencey person like I am. I like to go back and look at these. Lisa says still here. Good. Hi, Lisa. All right, so that was the PPD. Okay, Matt is with us. Let's move on. We're going to go back to the chart that I showed earlier. This is from Color Science. And this just kind of helps get in our heads that UVA, PA levels only measure UVA. SPF only measures UVB. Oh, thanks, D Doodlebug. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Okay. Now, I mentioned broad spectrum earlier, but let's just have it in front of our faces, because here in the States and other countries that aren't the Asian countries, that this is what we see, right? Is we have the SPF and it'll say broad spectrum, and you always want to pick up a product that offers an SPF and is broad spectrum, because that means that it offers protection from both UVA, A for aging, which is the broad spectrum, and UVB, B for burning, which is the SPF. That's why it's so important to make sure your sunscreen has that. And honestly, though, I haven't seen sunscreens not have broad spectrum written on there. But as a lot of people in the sunscreen community are aware of, we don't know how much of the broad spectrum is being like, is it a PA 1 plus or is it a PA of 4 pluses? Is that broad spectrum? In the United States, only sunscreens and cosmetics labeled as broad spectrum provide protection from both damaging forms of radiation. Again, why it's important to have a sun protective wardrobe. Get your sun, Coolie, was it Coolie Bar? No. Coola Sun. Coola Sun? Coolie Bar. the UPF clothing company. You can find on Amazon, or it has its own website. I'm pretty sure it's Coolie Bar has they're having huge summer sales right now. So if you need UPF clothing, that's the place to go. Get yourself some gloves for in the car, hat, sunglasses with polarized. You need them to be polarized, and you need them to have the UV protection. Okay. All right, so before Coolie Bar, thank you, Lisa. Had a brain fart. Thank you, Lisa. All right, so before we talk about the PA and 4 pluses sunscreens that I'm talking about, you guys have any questions on anything we've talked about so far on the PA levels and the PPD method? Thank you guys for listening to me. Again, I will continue to refer you to Dr. Julian Sass, Glow by Ramon, and Michelle over at Lab Muffin Beauty Science because they are actual chemists. But I feel like colorscience.com has done a great job of breaking this information down with the PA levels. And what was it? skincancer.org does a great job of breaking down the SPF. All right, Matt. Instead of broad spectrum, most sunscreens here in Italy indicate high protection when they are SPF 30 or 50 and very high protection when they are SPF 50 plus. Interesting. Okay, that's good to know. So see how it differs amongst countries. Valerie, thank you so much for recommending this topic because I had a loose understanding of what PA levels meant. I really love a lot of Asian sunscreens, as I'm about to show you. And I realize now I did not comprehend everything about PA levels. So thank you for requesting this topic. Okay, I'm going to just show you guys some sunscreens that I've been enjoying lately. This is not all the sunscreens that I love, Asian sunscreens. These are just ones that I currently had on hand that I love. This is my second one of these. This is, should I minimize even more? Yeah, we'll just make it my face. This is the Haro Haro Wonder Black Rice Moisture Airy Fit Daily Sunscreen. All of these are going to be PA and 4 pluses. Very high protection, it says. Unscented, non-greasy velvet finish. I love this. And I was watching Hot and Flashy, Angie off of Hot and Flashy today. And she says that this is her favorite all chemical UV filter sunscreen. That her skin doesn't like most chemical sunscreens, and she absolutely loves this one as well. This is the Haro Haro Wonder Black Right Moisture Airy Fit. Now, I also love the mineral version of this. I love the mineral version better than this one, but the mineral version does have a white cast for darker skin tones. But this is my second bottle of this. Love, love, love. This one, I don't know. I think I did one video on it and I didn't talk about it, and I've completely used it up. It's going to be in an upcoming empties video. This is the Beauty of Joseon Ginseng Moist Sun Serum. And it is a serum. I wish I could squeeze some out, but probably you wouldn't be able to. Oh my goodness, there's just a little bit. It's kind of a yellow. It goes on clear. It's also an all chemical sunscreen. That's not, my camera's not good enough to show you. But it is good for, I would say, normal leaning dry skin. It gives a very moisturized, beautiful texture. And it does act more like a serum. It's very nice. I love that one. Am I going to repurchase it though? No. Okay. Let's see what else we got in here. Oh, this one. This one is also a PA and 4 pluses. I love this one, the Aqua Bomb. I need to purchase another one, but I'm trying to go through another eye sun stick right now. This is the Kahi Aqua Bomb. Completely used it up. It lasted a very long time because I only use it around my eye area because it's perfect for around the eye area. And it's the only chemical UV filtered sunscreen that also has a slight scent that my eyes don't burn or sting with it. And I think it's because it doesn't budge. Like, this is not rolling into your eyes. and the fragrance doesn't irritate my eyes. I am flabbergasted as to how they made this completely without burning my sensitive eyes. Love this one. Um, I do have coupon codes for both Style Vanya and Yes Style to get you a percentage off if you ever purchase Asian sunscreens on those two websites. I haven't had any problem with them. Yes Style, the shipping seems to be faster than Style Vanya. Both are very dependable. I haven't had any issues getting products from them. And I know they used to be really, really slow. They used to take like a month or so, and they don't. I would say they take week and a half to 2 weeks to get from overseas here. So if you ever shop at Yes Style or Style Vanya, or don't want to shop your Asian sunscreens on Amazon, I would recommend those two. All right. Isn't tree onion fresh? Because that's what we all want to be. Onion fresh. This will never not make me smile and laugh. I love this one, mainly because it has the teardrop shape. And it just glides on. This is a matte sunscreen. Again, PA 4 pluses. Love this one. It does have a scent. It's very light. I don't actually smell anything. But I know it has one when I stick it on my skin. Yeah, love this. It's matte. Also love this one. I'm getting ready to do a comparison video of these two right here because this is the third one I purchased of the Tokubo. It is also a matte sunstick. It will actually mattify your skin. Like if you've been outside and you've got a greasy glow, and I know sunsticks, we've talked about this before, are controversial for a lot of people because you do have to put 3 to 4 layers on your face to get the SPF on the package. So I only use SPF sunsticks for reapplication, like if I'm out and about and I don't have or can't apply a lotion sunstick, or I have a lotion sunscreen, or I have a lot of makeup on. Hi, Louisa. Thanks for popping on. But yes, the Tokubo. If you are looking for a mineral sunstick, excellent protection. Again, PA 5 pluses. This is the Benton Mineral Sunstick. And I use this one on my daughter occasionally. I am almost out of this one. Yep, I got a little bit left. Fragrance free, all mineral sunstick. This is a great one. A lotion one, which this one works better on my skin in colder weather. So I haven't completely used this one up. Ooh, bad Sean. I did not write the date of when I opened this. I know I opened it this year. I'll have to go back through my videos and see when I opened this. This is the Madagascar Scintilla by Skin 1004 Airfit Sun Cream Plus. It is an all-chemical sunscreen, very liquidy, goes on your face, very smooth, very lightweight. Love this one. And then the last one that I've been really enjoying is the Skin 1004. These are from the same line, Madagascar Scintilla Hylucica Silky Fit Sunstick. This is not a matte sunstick on me. It is blue. I took this one out of a purse because I'm currently using this one. It's very silky, very lightweight. I find it to be more of a natural finish. Natural leaning, glowy when you build it up, but not like glowy to the gods. More of a natural glow. So if you like that, this is a really good one. All right, those are mine. Pop yours down below because I would love to know what are your fave Asian sunscreens that have the PA level on them. Asian sunscreens. Pop those down below. What's your favorite? Somebody put one in here. Lisa. Lisa says the Haro Haro is your favorite Asian sunscreen. Yeah. It's really, really good. Really, really good. My favorite is still the Misha Soft Finish. No, I love that one. I have it on today. I actually have it on today. It mattifies my skin for me. and I can reapply it on top of itself. I don't know why I didn't bring that one out. Probably because I used it. Used it this morning. And if I put it in here, then I won't use it. Anybody else have a favorite Asian sunscreen? Lisa says her husband likes Beauty of Joseon. The matte sun stick, or what other ones do they make? There's another one they make that I've tried. Besides the sun serum, there's another one. It's a lotion one. There are so many Asian sunscreens that I still want to try. Matt says he still hasn't tried an Asian brand. Is it something that, so we don't typically get Asian sunscreens like you can't just go buy them at the grocery store. You can't easily get your hands on them. We always have to order. So Amazon carries a lot of them, Yes Style and Stylevania. And Yes Style and Stylevania, they ship most places around the world. Let's see here. Yeah, I don't know the name either, Lisa. He likes the regular cream one. Yeah, I can't think of the name of it. You have a list of them that you want to try too. Yeah, there's constantly, and I will go on the Yes Style site. Do you ever just go? You're like, I want that one and I want that one. Ooh, that one looks good too. And they are constantly updating their formulas, I feel like. Many of those Asian sunscreens will put out new formulas. It'll say version 3, version 4 of their sunscreens, where they get feedback and they will update their formulas. Remember that big Purito scandal where everybody was recommending this one, and I hadn't tried it, this one Purito sunscreen, and it was tested by a third-party testing, and come to find out it was not the SPF that was on the package. I can't remember if it was an SPF of 30 or an SPF of 50, but it wasn't the SPF. And so they took that and they reformulated it and put out a bunch of tests because they took the feedback and they made it better. Whereas a lot of formulas here in the States are still the same formulas. The same ones. Oh, here's one I haven't heard. CNP Laboratory. I'm enjoying the CNP Laboratory SPF right now. It's water resistant. And the Nivea Gel Essence one works great on my neck. Louisa, are you in Australia? Am I getting that wrong or am I getting that right? I cannot get my hands on the Nivea Gel Essence. Not sticky, though. It burns your eyes slightly. That's good to know. And what is CNP? Do I know that one? Look at me looking it up. Maybe that's one I can't get. Laboratory. CNP Laboratory. Oh, I haven't seen this one. It looks like it has a bunch of honey propolis. Isn't that honey? And a lot of you can get it on Yes Style and Amazon and Stylevania. They have, propolis. So if you have bee stings, can you be allergic to propolis? Like if you're allergic to bee stings? I have that question. Cool. They've got yellow packaging. See, I don't know if you can see all that. Cool. We'll have to look into them. What else? Oh, you're in the US. You got one stop on you. Okay. I was thinking of somebody else. Sorry about that. Apologize. Yeah, Stylevania is great too. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into those. I'm gonna add that to my list. So I have a list I keep on my phone of sunscreens that I want to try that you all recommend. And then when I see them on a sale, I'll go through my list. Or if I'm looking for a new one, I'll go through my list. Matt, there was a scandal years ago with a Nivea Kids sunscreen, which in reality had a lower level of protection. Yeah. And I think that's why it's so important to reapply, right? So that even if, knowing that we all have different skin, right? And that a sunburn and how Okay, how UVB rays give us sunburn and how UVA rays penetrate deep into our skin is different depending per person, right? Depending on each of our skin composition, how our skin is. Knowing that and knowing that companies, brands still get formulations slightly incorrect or horribly incorrect at times, I feel like it's that much more important that we constantly reapply because we all have different skin. Mistakes are going to be made. And as much as we want brands to be one, honest, right? They're here to make money. And two, to be effective, there are still mistakes being made. And in my brain, I've come to terms with the only thing I can control is how much I apply and how often I apply. Valerie, going back to the CNP laboratory propolis. Valerie says, with a bee sting allergy, it's the protein in the venom your immune system responds to. Interesting. Okay. So if that protein is not found in, and propolis is honey, not venom. I'm here, Valerie. I've caught up with your train of thought, with your wisdom. Okay, thank you. This is why we have think tanks like this, and I started this channel because you all teach me so much, and I am so appreciative. Oh, jeez. The CMP one I don't think it's got honey. It's a blue bottle, but now it makes you want a blue bottle. All the ones I saw were yellow. Now, oh wait, there is a blue bottle. Oh, I see a blue bottle. Now we're all curious about CNP. We're all going to be going to the website and looking at CNP and see if there's anything we want to add to cart. Yeah. All right. Any other questions before I go? Why am I blurry again? So my daughter's birthday, she's turning 7 tomorrow. I'm so excited. She asked for chicken minis tonight, which I don't know if you guys are, it's just a bun with a little chicken patty and a bun. So it's basically like Chick-fil-A, but you buy them in the frozen food section. So she's asked for that for dinner tonight. And tomorrow we're doing Build-A-Bear. For those of you not familiar with Build-A-Bear, it's a store where you go in and you pick out your stuffed animal, and they take your stuffed animal and they put it up to this fluff machine, and it shoots fluff to stuff the bear, and they put like a little heart, and the kids like rub it and say something special over the heart, and then they put the heart in the bear. And then, and it's not just bears, they have Pokemon, they have every animal you can think of and other characters. And then they have outfits for anything. So then the kids, after they make their little stuffed animal, they go through and they pick out outfits. I mean, we're talking hats, shirts, pants, and everything. So we're doing that tomorrow. Let's see here. D Doodlebug. I've heard that some of the Asian sunscreens on Amazon are fake. So there's a lot of fake stuff on Amazon. Yes, there are fake sunscreens. There are fake everything. If you look at the seller's name and click on it, it should take you directly to the brand. If it doesn't, then it's fake, or they're reselling. They could be reselling a sunscreen. So that's one way to look at that. Yep. Yeah. There's so many fake things on Amazon. Thank you, Valerie. Yep. And I got her a chocolate cake she's having tomorrow. Of course, she's having presents. Of course, she's having a Barbie themed party. Oh, the decorations. I have gone all out on the decorations. Thank you, Matt. All right. Any other questions about anything before we say bye? Thank you guys for hopping on. I'm always so amazed for you for hopping on. Subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. I'm sure you all have. If you've ever considered becoming a channel member, It does help me out because I use that money to purchase sunscreens to review. It's $2.99 a month. I don't want to sound like a salesperson though, so Sean, stop talking about it. Louisa says, "Happy birthday! I hope you can enjoy your chocolate cake too." Yes, thank you, Lisa. Thanks for hopping on. Thanks everybody for hopping on. All right, I'm gonna pop off. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you next Friday at 5 for the last one. Hope to see you there. Bye.